Hey guys, welcome to BP, the Bible Perspective. The Christian world continues to be rocked by the revelations of the sex scandals of the late Ravi Zacharias. And for those of you who don't know who he was one of the leading apologists in our time. Now, before we unpack this, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. And as always, if you have a thought or comment, add it to the comments section below. All comments are welcome. Now, one of the things, and it saddens me because a lot of people are devastated spiritually by the revelations that Ravi Zacharias was for years embroiled in sex scandals. And now they're coming to light. But it's more than a sex scandal. And I want to get to that in a moment. Now, as I said, he was a leading thinker. And the people are having a hard time reconciling. On the one hand, here is a man who was a leading Christian apologist, one who defends the faith. You would see him on the stage with atheists, evolutionists, science, whatever. He was a thinker. And if you are, if you are a lover of apologetics, then you love the way he thinks or thought. You know, he could write the arguments that he can give. But like many Christian, and certainly the more famous ones, there was the dark side. There was another side. And that's more of a problem to me because he had been having these affairs for years. Now, in a recent article put out by Christian Headlines, the news of the day is that the ministry is apologizing to some of the victims. But let's back up for a moment and let's explore, why is this happening? Why do these things happen? I've heard certain people even ask, did anyone know he was doing this? And I'm going to say, I would definitely say people knew. In other words, those in the inner circle, maybe his wife, his associates, those that are, again, in the inner circle. Now, for you and I, just watching them on television, no, we probably wouldn't have had a clue. But why did these things go on for years, you see? And that's more of a problem because we're seeing more and more of these revelations come to light in the Christian world. Ministers, just in 2020 alone, there have been several high-profile ministers who have been either resigned or gotten fired. Not all for sex scandals, not all for sex scandals, but some for just being bad ministers, bad people, abusive, greedy, things like that. And again, these things have been going on for years. So why are they tolerated? And that's the bigger scandal to me. It is a bigger problem because we're always going to have that until you say, hey, this word accountability. Well, the issue is that, truthfully, there is no accountability. The point is that, think about this. There's two thoughts I want to kind of just briefly throw out. Those that are in the inner circle, why do you think they kept it a secret? Money. And that's a lot of times what these big ministries are about. Assets. They have a lot of assets. And even now that Ravi Zacharias passed away back in May of 2020. So why is this ministry apologizing today? Assets. Money. Maybe they're being sued for money. And that's usually if it's the bottom of it. And that's usually probably why these things even come to light oftentimes, is that they're paying off people. People get greedy. People get jilted, right? But here is the other reason that is equally the problem. Sometimes we see things and we turn the other way. We hear things and see things. We ignore. See, partly the reason why you have these big scandals is because oftentimes the people, when they do see things, and I'm not saying they always see them, but when they do, we have a tendency to excuse it, turn the other way, make excuses, ignore it. And only when it becomes really, really, really bad. And the sad thing is, even then, we're still willing to turn the other cheek. Look, these things are always going to happen. These big men are going to fall. And yes, there's grace, there's mercy for them. But we also should have accountability. And the accountability also should start with us. When we start seeing these things, if they didn't have a base of support, guess what? They wouldn't do these things. If we sometimes would hold people accountable, ministers wouldn't act as badly. We enable them sometimes because we're willing to put up with it. We're willing to ignore, and we shouldn't. Look, that's my perspective. If you have a thought, a comment, add it to the comment section below. And don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to BP, the Bible Perspective. Till next time, I'll see you then.